deciding that being in Toronto just was not going to be in the cards for him and his family any longer. We're alluding to what was done and what was said. Why don't we play the audio clip? Exactly what kind of over the line measures that took place within Leafs Nation that kind of forced Mitch Marner to kind of leave.
Because my wife's father called me and goes, just want to let you know we've got people sending us screenshots of the guy posting your address online, saying that if people want to come pay us a visit and say their goodbyes in a quotation way, here's the address. And it was a little tough, obviously. I mean, we kind of dealt with it for the last 2 years in a way. I mean, the market's very passionate. They love their team. I mean, I know it. I was born and raised there. I've been a part of the Leafs Nation for a long time. But when your family safety comes into question, especially having a new son, I don't think it's acceptable. Having full-time security pretty much at your house for 2 weeks after the playoffs just to make sure no one's coming to the house. Also the safety-wise of trying to walk your dog and your child. So it was a little unfortunate, but yeah, it's, we all deal with this stuff. It's just, sometimes it happens. Because my wife.
Well, it shouldn't happen. That's disgusting. Like what's gone on? Like at the end of the day, this is a game, people. Like this is a game. Like I know a lot of people like the Maple Leafs are their life, and they want to celebrate. They want the team to win so bad, but to send death threats to dox Mitch Marner online and send threats and potentially have people go. I guess there's some stuff that was thrown onto his lawn apparently as well, and that's just way overboard, way over the line, and no wonder he didn't want to stay in Toronto. Like I wouldn't want to either if that's kind of how people were treating me, my property, my family, especially with a newborn baby. You don't want to be around that. After hearing that, I completely understand way more now why he left and why he was so kind of stubborn about not wanting to really engage with contract talks here in Toronto. He wanted to run away from the madness, and I don't blame him after hearing that, to be completely honest with you.
I don't, and you know what? The only thing I will blame him on is if it got bad, I get it. It's home. It's tough to leave. But if the Leafs had offered him an opportunity, if it makes sense for us to move on and for you to move on, let's find a solution that's best for both sides, right? I think, in the end, they did eventually get something, but he was saying it's been going on for a bit. Like this isn't something that happened.
No, I'm sure after every playoff where he failed to live up to his end of the bargain, there are many hooligans and idiots out there that obviously were either DMing him things, or maybe they found out where he lived and went through stuff at the lawn. Maybe they saw him walking the dog, saw him at the grocery store, and gave them some not so nice words. I'm sure that did happen quite often, realistically, and it should never happen. Like, I mean, the guy tried. Like, let's not act like he was out there and just completely dogging it. Like, he tried. He wanted to win with the Maple Leafs. He wanted to win so bad that I think it hurt him a little bit. He was overthinking things. He put too much pressure on himself, especially later in series, and ultimately it led to the poor play. I think it just came from literally trying too hard to bring a championship to Toronto, and to hear that the fan base, or whoever it was, whether they're fans or just idiots out there, reacted the way they did and kind of went after him and his family. It's hard to hear. It's disgusting, really. It's that there's no place for that at all in society. Like, not sports, not in Toronto, not just in society at all. There shouldn't be a place for anything like that.
No, there shouldn't be, and it's a little disappointing that. And I think that there was a report that it was like a kid in Oakville that they found, they actually found the person that
doxed them.
That leaked his address. Which, come on, I don't get going to that extreme. you know, you can say whatever you want about the person saying how they didn't play well or things like that, but just like leave the personal stuff out of it, especially when it's not even about. I'll even take Marner out of the equation here. Imagine how, like, as he's mentioned, newborn baby, wife, and the family, right, that has to hear about their stuff being leaked online, right? And I know the area. Like, he's literally he lived down the road from me, right?
Yeah,
like, I know
text messages being sent to them and DMs and being like, hey, go, say your goodbyes, that were like in quotations, as he said. Like, it's just a really bizarre thing to say. Like, really bizarre thing to say. Especially in today's world. You never know what that could mean realistically. Just, disturbing, disgusting behavior. And, he want to get away from it. He's got a newborn son, and he doesn't want him to grow up in the rabid, fishbowl that is Toronto. And look, when you're with Toronto, it's not just, you're not just hearing it on the radio or on the television or on the sidewalk. Like, if his son grows up, he's going to hear it from his classmates, parents, the teachers, maybe even could end up, speaking ill of his father if they never ended up doing anything with the Maple Leafs. So decide to get him and his family out of the situation. So when he says, I did what's best for me and my family, it kind of means a little bit more now, knowing what happened kind of the days following the elimination for the Maple Leafs. I probably wouldn't have wanted to come back either if that had happened to me. So yeah, just a little bit of an insight into what happened, following the exit for Mitch Marner and the crap that he had to deal with, him and his family, unfortunately, which ultimately led to him deciding to leave Toronto and go elsewhere. And now he's in Vegas, and he seems pretty happy. It's a good squad. They're a team that's going to compete for a Stanley Cup. Could maybe Marner be better? Like, is there another level he could reach now that he's in Vegas, away from the craziness, away from a place that made him, overthink and try so hard? Like, maybe now he could have a clear head, less stress, and play free and play better. Let's discuss that next on the Locked On Leafs podcast. Today's episode is brought to you by FanDuel. The NFL season is almost here, and FanDuel is making sure you're ready for kickoff with a can't-miss offer. Right now, new customers can bet just $5, and if your bet wins, you'll get $300 in bonus bets to use across the app. I love using FanDuel because it fits whoever